Some extra stuff going on?
I don't know, man. He acting like Felice Johnson was about to get him. He said, "Mama, I'm scared."
Gross.
Here we go. Well, we back again, folks. Acting a fool. But welcome back to another episode of the FragLluminati. Rock, we got Bernie, we got G-Man, and Dre, who couldn't think of a name this week. So all right. So
don't think of none.
He out of ideas, y'all. But as y'all can see, I'm still in Detroit, holding it down for the 313. And we got all the fellas here, and we are doing part of 2 of our segment of do's and don'ts. And this episode is going to focus on don'ts, right? So if you watched us last week, you saw we had a lot of fun with that topic. We did go off base a little bit, but you got the gist of it. And today, I mean, on this particular show, I think we are ready to kind of go off. So we're going to let the fellas go ahead and get started and say hello to everybody. And let's do this thing.
What's up, everybody?
Oh man, G-Man. What's good? What's good?
Hi, guys.
Can I start with the first don't?
Oh, yeah,
Go at it.
Okay. Don't believe anything Dre said.
Wow, that ain't right. That's not right. Dre's a God-fearing man. Don't do Dre like that.
No, come on, man. You know, I'm out of here.
Like
so
that.
we not supposed to believe that he really couldn't think of a name.
Right. That's
all right.
Right up the top.
Right.
We know
that
Dre never runs out of ideas.
Right.
I mean, run out of ideas sometimes.
I mean, because see, this is the thing. He didn't been Rock once, but he ain't never been G-Man, and he ain't never been Be Easy. See, that's an idea right there.
Oh no, that's coming.
All right.
Don't worry, that's about to happen.
That's coming.
I just have to set it up correctly.
Gotcha.
You know, they got different styles and stuff. I got to make sure my style right.
Okay.
He would have Rock, but let me tell you what happened.
Let's go ahead.
As a TV evangelist and then a Supreme Court judge, he starts seeing his eyes open. He starts seeing the rules of the law, and thunder struck him. And so he's going out the right pathway now.
Oh, that's what it is. He saved the same.
It really sound good, man.
It's coming. I'm about to say, it's coming. You just wait. I'm going to have all types of names.
I heard that.
Okay.
There'll be full-blown characters out here.
Wow.
What else y'all recommending that people shouldn't do in the frag community?
First, stop following trends. It's goofy.
So don't follow trends. So don't follow the hype. Follow your nose.
Follow your nose. If everybody's saying something good, but you know there's some stuff in there that you don't like what is that? I'm just gonna make up stuff. I mean, because you could not, whatever. Like cardamom or something like. If you don't like scents with cardamom, and everybody's saying, "Oh man, this is the greatest fragrance ever," trust me, you're not gonna like it. It's gonna be the same cardamom that's in everything else. So if you didn't like the rest of the 4,000, don't fall for it just because everybody hyping it up.
But no, man, the cardamom is real laid back in here, man. You hardly notice it.
Nah, let it go. It's not for you.
Hey, hold on. Time out. What was that, Rob?
That's my first dog. Just don't do it.
That was Joe Blow Fragcom dude.
When you do that, man, put a disclaimer across a label across the thing, across the ticker. Let us know it's coming. I wasn't ready, man.
That's the first thing. Stop it. Stop the madness.
You stop it. Stop it.
You ain't gotta keep up with the Joneses. It's not that serious. Like there's 40 million fragrances on Earth, man. You ain't gotta do that.
I say don't fish for compliments. Don't buy for compliments. Don't buy for everybody else. Buy for yourself.
You know what? That's a double-edged sword, though.
I mean, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, if compliments are your thing, I mean, that goes back to an episode that we did a couple of weeks ago. Do you be you, right? I mean, the thing of it is that we just suggest that you stay in your lane. If you are fishing for compliment, I mean, you are looking for scents that
compliments.
Right, that's going to get you compliments, then you need to go with compliment getting scents, right? So there are people that are strictly in this for that, so we can't just tell them don't do that.
Go ahead. But when we talked about that before, it's a lot into the compliment thing too.
Right.
Like if you that same kind of foul, and your hygiene is all jacked up. You can put on the best compliment fragrance it is, and you still ain't gonna get no action.
I'm about to say, stop doing that too. Stop going out here listening to everybody say they getting 45 compliments a day, and then come to everybody else complaining when you only get nothing.
But
we don't want to hear that.
My favorite is the fake text that they do and screenshot it, and then
show
everybody. Show everybody. Hey, this is the fragrance I use. It's fire water. Yeah, I got some for your raggedy ass. Yeah, it's fire water. Yeah, I got something for you. Post something else again, I'm gonna get in your ass. Excuse my Lenny. I pay the fine, Lenny. Post something else again, I'm gonna get in your ass. I'm waiting for this episode for that. You spineless bastard. Now go ahead and go with the show. You spineless bastard. I got these fake text messages he ain't got from a chick. And they're gonna talk about, I just $25 fragrance. It's fire water. Yeah, post that. Yeah, come get at me. Be easy, real close to get easy too. Raggedy bastard. I'm sorry, fellas. I paid the fine. I'm gonna send Rock the fine. I'll send Rock the fine. You do not come for any 4 of these people on this screen. You hear me? Don't come at any one of us.
Oh Lord. This is not where I thought this was going.
It's all about I just did slaps. Wearing some fire water. What'd you say, Drake, with some fire water? Yeah. You're a hating bastard.
Hey, what you do? Did you mute yourself?
Time out. B-Man.
Yes, sir.
You didn't read your scriptures today, man.
No, man. Nobody does not mess with nobody in the FragLluminati. I know you tune in. I know you subscribe. I'm looking dead at you. I know you subscribe. And it kills you that our fragrance collection is the bomb. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have to do no fake text messages. Talking about you talking to some chick. Talking about this scent is fire. Yeah, I got my eye on you, bro. Find something else up on social network and see what I do next time. I got my eye on you, bro. We've been waiting on you for a minute. Yeah.
I wasn't prepared at all. I wasn't ready for this. I knew this episode was going to go crazy, but I didn't think it was going to fire water.
No, but just no. I gotta see what Antoine got to say about that little part right there.
It's all fun, everybody. It's all fun. It's like,
oh God. That's not.
Anyway,
That's not where I saw this going. Jesus Christ.
Don't take like we said, don't believe nothing Dre said. Don't take Bernie seriously either, y'all. So
and don't make fake text either.
Look, don't
serious,
associate the comments, views, and opinions.
That's me. It's not the FragLluminati. It's Bernie. Yeah, it's Bernie. It don't have nothing to do with my constituents. And trust and believe, Lenny already registered it fine. It's pretty hefty. I'm gonna have to pay. Yeah, I gotta pay a nice fine when we get off this episode. I hope you enjoy it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
out of control. I don't think I got nothing to top that, guys.
Back to the show.
Content, like and subscribe.
He's like, unsubscribe. He said, I can't believe he said that about me. It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's serious about what he's saying right now.
This joking.
I was about to say something, but if but
Dre said, we was talking about the compliment part.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Right. I was gonna say something else, but if the listeners don't know who you referring to, if I say something, it's gonna give it all away. So let me just leave it alone.
It is what it is. Up in
the
But that's really a big point because a lot of people get fragrances. It was two things I learned from our episodes this year. One is the compliment chasing, which y'all went into detail about, and the second one is I think Lenny. Who was it, Lenny? I think Lenny or somebody had said the situation where you get a fragrance and you thinking it's going to do one thing and then it doesn't. Going to deep.
Just go straight from that to getting real serious.
Yeah. That's how you do. You take care of business. You say what you got to say.
You do that like you just do nothing at all.
You got a show to do.
He came back regular like that was just like that was never part of the show.
But knowing that a fragrance do certain stuff that it's supposed to do.
Well, we can't take you serious for the rest of this show. You know
that. That's about $100 fine, but it was worth paying. Yeah,
you got me to hear this one first.
I'm about to say
it was worth paying.
This will be crazy. I don't know if I can wait for this one to come out.
People like, what?
What's happening?
Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. But okay, let's get real for y'all. Let's
get back to business, guys.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will. And I could have bought a few fragrances with that fine. That $400 is gonna hurt. It was well worth it. It was well worth it.
Okay.
Good.
Start over, B-Man.
No, I was just saying that y'all brought up, we talked about it in detail about the compliment thing, that there's a lot to go into it. But the second one, I can't remember what episode it was, is people really paying close attention to the fragrance, because some fragrances are meant to be announced and then some is meant for you to be discovered. So they'll look at a scent and because it doesn't produce and say, oh, some trash or whatever. Don't do that. Do your due diligence. Understand what the perfumer intent was behind the fragrance. And then when you make the purchase, it may hit a little bit better for you, because that's something I had to learn this year. Some are meant to be close and some meant to be announced, and you just have to know the difference. That don't mean that the fragrance that don't push is not good. It's just that it's for a certain occasion, a certain situation. Which extensively Rock and Lenny have talked to me about it.
He can't pull himself together.
Who, me? I'm straight.
No, I'm talking about Little. But yeah, you're right. about that? A lot of people don't realize like a lot of this stuff is not meant to be mass appealing. So like you're going after something that everybody says, a lot of people say is good, and then you're mad when it doesn't do what you want it to do. It's like it's not meant for that. So you just gotta know.
Right. So don't go into niche expecting a lot of mass appealing. I mean,
Yeah, like you're not getting that out of that. That's not what it's for.
Right.
Now, Rock, what were you saying about hygiene, man? You said something about
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, all the way down, man.
What folks need to realize is that no fragrance in the world is going to outperform BO. Right. So BO is like the most beast mode fragrance that is out, and it's free. Right. So make sure you are doing, you don't wear a fragrance without practicing proper hygiene, right? And make sure you moisturize your body. Take care of your skin and drink plenty of water. That way, it radiate off of you and things of that nature, right? And so you
like they say, what you put in your body comes out your body. So
exactly.
You got to make sure, like if the stuff isn't performing, if you notice it's performing, if everybody's saying it's performing for them quite well and it's not performing for you well, 9 times out of 10 you're doing something wrong in your daily routine, and you need to you should probably update that.
I think for me though is when I see people that know every daggone thing. They're not anything. They don't even know about a fragrance, but they're telling you about the fragrance that you have that they never tried.
Probably it's stop doing that too, because that's just weird.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to hear that.
I mean, I guess that goes back to the episode that we did last week where we were saying the things that we just didn't like in FragCom anyway, right? But yeah.
Like if you've never tried it,
exactly.
why are you talking about telling somebody else about it that you never tried?
But weirdos is gonna be weirdos, so you can't. You're not going to stop folks from forming an opinion on certain fragrances and this, that, and the other. But right, if someone is telling you that they're knowledgeable because this is their niche, they know this particular house, they studied it, they have it, this, that, and the other, you need to probably just respect their knowledge of it. Right. Now, I'm
thinking I know Leonard in school with a lot of people.
Right. You can come back and say that this is what you from the little scent, because what people do, and hell, I can even say that I've done this, and y'all probably said y'all did this too, right? You can go to a store, a mall, or whatever. You sprayed a fragrance on a test strip, smelled it, and immediately said, okay, I don't like it, this, that, and the other. You ain't put it on your skin. You ain't let it change. You didn't did this, that, and the other. And you immediately say, well, you didn't like it. It was this, that, and the other. You don't know what it is. And you go back and telling everybody else that it was awful, average, and all that, this, that, and the other. And you haven't really even experienced the fragrance, right? So you just went to the opening, which the opening could be off-putting. But also note, how many fragrances did you use at the mall? How many fragrances did you smell that day? Right.
Oh, because they already got a natural in the air.
Right, exactly. So, and then was the fragrance that you had on blocking that? This, that, and the other. So you get folks need, and myself included, have to refrain from offering opinion about fragrances until you actually had an opportunity to experience it. Right.
But that goes vice versa too. Like because I know I've smelled some. I had to spray like, oh man, this is fire. And then you just automatically grab it. Then you realize it only lasts like 2.5 minutes. And like, man, I jumped the gun on this. Like, this was stupid. Why did I do that? But you gotta. It goes the same way with that too. Like, make sure you thoroughly test out something before coming to a conclusion about it.
Right.
Also, completely on the other side of town, take your fragrances out the bathroom. Stop putting them in there.
Oh yeah, definitely don't do that.
That's a horrible idea.
But I wanted to add something on what you was talking about with the trial, because I got burned one time. And I think I talked to y'all about it. I sprayed a fragrance. And I was looking to open it, and I was like, Then halfway home, the dry down hit. I said, oh my goodness. I had to turn back around and get it. And I think you had said what you would do is spray and walk around a little bit so it can go through the changes so you can really get a good evaluation of it. Like,
it happened to me at an outlet mall, and I'm gonna tell you it was a designer fragrance. And I'm gonna tell you which one it was. It was Hugo Boss The Scent, right? I sprayed it on, and then when I got the opening, and I like basic. Okay, I walked out the door. Didn't get 10 feet out the door, and that dry hit. Oh, I turned right back around and bought that fragrance. I was like, I need it. And I've always liked it, but as my palate has increased and this, that, and the other, I just never found a place for it. I never got an opportunity to wear it. So it ended up on the chopping block. Right.
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah.
You good, man?
I think I'm together now, BB.
Oh, it ain't Leonard that you need to be concerned about. It's me.
Yeah. It's just...
We've had our step with Dre. We've had our step with you.
It's me. I gotta hop on a plane.
One thing that I don't think people should do is they post and they ask for an opinion on something, and then argue the opinion that the person's giving them.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily agree with doing that. If you want a person's opinion, we all have it. Don't ask my opinion if you don't want my opinion. My opinion may not agree with yours. Just understand that and respect it and move on. But I think a lot of times when people ask opinions, they just want to be reaffirmed that the decision they made on the product is right. And that's
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So I don't think they should do that. Another thing that kind of rubs me wrong is people buy a clone or a knockoff, and they're quick to tell you and try to convince you it's better than the original. And
still have not tried the original.
There you go.
I don't even know why y'all going back down this road.
Hey,
that's the truth, man. They do it all the time. It's like you get the inspired by, and then you come back to regular life and say, yeah, this one got me all the compliments. The original didn't get me no compliments because you were dusty. That's all it is. It's like this day.
This is where I'm going with it, and I think that everybody kind of feels the same way. Wear your clones, but just do it like this. Just do it like this and say, okay, this is my scent of the day. It gets 5 hours. It gets how many hours of projection? It gets this, it gets that. Only paid this much money for it, blah, blah, split, and I love it. Don't compare it to the original. Don't say that it's better than the original. Say that you love it for what it is. Don't make it seem
Here's my thing.
Right. Huh?
I don't even have a problem with them comparing it to the original because that is what it's made after. You just don't have to tell us that it's better. Like, we don't believe it. Like, the original is the original for a reason. It was made for a specific purpose. Your purpose, what you want this to be, is completely different from what the original was made to do. So now you found the knockoff that does what you want it to do. That is its own fragrance now. It's no longer the original. So if you want to compare scents, like cool, it smells alike. Fine. It performs better. Okay, it performs the way you want it to. It doesn't perform better. It just performs the way you want it to now. Because the original was meant to perform a certain way for a specific reason. It wasn't meant to slap everybody in the face and have everybody's head turn. It's like, and it's also depending on where you go. On what, like, if you don't see anybody that day, and then you come back and say, "Oh, I didn't get no compliments." You didn't see anybody, jackass. You can't. You was in the house the first day with the original. Then you go out with the clone. You go out to the mall with the clone on and wonder why all of a sudden you're getting all these compliments. You were around nobody when you wore this. Like and then oh, go ahead.
Do we even care?
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what you're telling me. Getting compliments, this the greatest thing. I could care less. If you're happy with it, you're happy with it. Be happy with it. I'm happy with you.
And that's why I'm like, okay, that's why I just say just display it as something that you're wearing. You don't have to go through all this rigmarole of saying, okay, in comparison to this or comparison to that, because it seems like you're trying to justify it at that point. Just say, I smell good. That's all you need to say. That's all you have to, I was smelling good today wearing this particular fragrance. Like I can see, say, look, I can say, hell, I was looking good wearing this, that, and the other. It might not have been a Louis Vuitton or this, that, and the other, but I don't need to compare it to Louis Vuitton.
But here's the weird,
jealous and looks like a hater. So,
and the weird part to me, and which is why I know most of the time when they do this, it's not true at all. Because if you're saying really the only thing you can give me is it performs more than the original. If you say it's 99% close to the original, and then somebody says the original stinks, then that means the clone stinks too. Yeah. like, how can the original not stink if the clone smells exactly like the original? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just weird behavior. Like, you're trying too hard to prove to everybody that because this costs so much less money and it performs like a monster because you just put some freeze-dried shit on your body. Look,
me and Leonard was talking about this before while we were waiting on y'all. Okay, so this is an Apple iPod, right? Okay, so I put this in my ear and I get clarity. I get nice little earplugs and this, that, and the other. But yeah, it dies within about a couple of hours and this, that, and the other, right? And then you got this little Amazon earphones right here, right? Amazon earphones, they're louder, right? But when I plugged them up, they were very distorted. I couldn't hear. I kept hearing an echo and this, that, and the other. But it's better because it's louder, right? So this is what people say. But
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, yeah, Siri to talk to.
Yeah, that's made her mad. But I think we've actually covered that because we've talked about that the last 2-3 episodes where we talked about how we feel about clones. I feel like we can move on when it comes to that.
Can I just throw one more thing in for some people who may not know? And there was a discussion a few days ago I had. Compliments, just sometimes you can smell good and the person is not going to say it. Then in some cases they will. Then sometimes their behavior is indicative that your fragrance is fire. There was an individual who smelled something, was around me the whole time, and they waited like almost 3 days to tell me I really like that scent. So don't judge compliments based off of how many people say something or whatever. Sometimes people are going to say something, sometimes people not. A lot of times you can just check their body language and they do
it happens all the time.
Compliments come in different ways.
I can go to work and not hear one single compliment that day. And then when somebody go to subscribe and say, well, which tech, like they say, okay, well, that tech from IT was here. And they were like, well, which tech? The one that always smells good, right? And talking about, but
I think that's part of the problem too. A lot of them are not realizing the areas they're in, because like we're not even saying the clones don't smell good. Like they might smell good, but you also have to realize the companies that you're around. Like if you're not around a big club party scene or something where everybody's just loud and boisterous, then they wouldn't, like, you're not going to get the amount of compliments you might be seeking at that time, because this is not the time or the place for that. But if you're in a more lively environment, then yeah, you're liable to get a compliment or two.
Well, since you say that, Drake, that's a good point. I'm going to say this: don't overspray.
Yeah, don't do that.
You gave a perfect example. If you're in club environment, if you're not in club environment, know the fragrance and know what the fragrance is built for. And if it's a loud fragrance, you may not need 15 sprays.
Yeah.
You're killing. You're killing.
So in retrospect,
Bernie over there
so Leonard, in retrospect, what you're seeing is that you have to learn and see, and this is what we probably this goes back to the previous episode when we were talking about our dues. So you need to learn what your fragrance is supposed to do, right? Or what you need to do with your fragrance. Like when you first acquire a fragrance, wear it around the house. We talked about this on a different episode earlier when we first started. Wear it around the house so you'll know how loud it is and this, that, and the other. So, and you know how long it's going to last. So when you wear it out in public, you know, and different environments come with different types of spray routines, right? Depending on what your target goal is. If you want to be known, if you want to be noticed and this, that, and the other, you might go a little heavier. But as opposed to smell good, you just, you know, you just want your own bubble. You spray to you, obtain what it is that gets your bubble on that particular scent. Some fragrances is cool with 2 sprays. I was in the airport this morning. Me, Antoine, and Dre up late. And we talking, I'm like, well, what's a good airport scent? And it was like, okay, and Dre wanted to know the options, and then Antoine just immediately said, he said bald freak. And I said, cool. I said, I'm gonna layer that with gentle fluidity. They immediately was like, watch the sprays. Right.
How about that? Yeah, because you gotta realize the area that you're in.
Yeah,
you don't always want to be like there are
exactly
times that you want to be cloying and get attention, like when you're outside. Like if you're not at an outside event or something like that and you want to get noticed, then cool. But like if you're inside just around a bunch of people in an intimate setting, you don't want to be blowing their nose up like that. Like you don't want to be, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize, like, if you're that guy that oversprays in the wrong area, then people get a certain idea about you. It's like it's not just simply, oh, you're the guy that you smell too much.
What did we call him 2 weeks ago? The greasy guy.
Yeah, it's like you're a gas station hot dog guy,
right?
And it's like it's not always a good look to. Right. I mean, it's good to know that you smell good, but when you're overbearing with it, that leaves a bad impression on you without you realizing it, because people may not tell you, but they gonna look at you and be like, okay, nah, I can't go around this dude, because that's the dude that the last 2 times I was around him smelled like a store. Like people don't want to be around that all the time. So it's like you can miss out on opportunities just by doing too much. Just like if you do too much in anything, you miss out on opportunities like that.
And another thing, Bernie's adamant about talking about this. When you're applying fragrances, and it's the same thing you're saying, Dre, atmosphere, know the quantity, and then know what you're wearing to say what complements what you have on, and the atmosphere you're going in.
Yeah, that too.
You're going into a boardroom or professional environment, but you smell the whole conference room up, you're out of line.
But I'm saying they not like it leaves a bad impression. Like I don't think people realize like this is more than like you can smell.
Dre being nice about it. It's embarrassing. Dre being nice about it.
No, like it's literally it's just a thing. Like I don't think people realize like this doesn't leave a good impression. Like you smell good, but like people can say you smell good, but if they choke, then there's a problem. Like, there's an issue there.
You'll find yourself
and just like they won't give you a compliment, they're not going to necessarily tell you that you.
Yeah, they won't tell you anything.
They're not going to tell you, but they might tell some. They're going to tell somebody else. They're going to be like, "Damn, he hit the spray too many times." So they don't come at you like that. So don't.
You can literally miss out on. Right. You can literally miss out on business opportunities like that.
Right.
Like you don't want to always be. Right. I mean, because people get a certain idea about you if you do that. You're an attention seeker. So if they grab that idea that you're an attention seeker, they're not going to want to work with you because now they've already got a preconceived notion of how you act.
Exactly.
And that's a real good point, Ray. And I'm glad you're saying that because I think it's important for people to go into work environment thinking that they're smelling good, going on an interview, and can get completely out of a job opportunity.
Completely out.
Because it's too strong. And the fragrance does say a lot about you.
Which brings up another.
But a fragrance says a lot about you. A lot of the things I wear fits my personality. I wear bold stuff. I wear stuff that you can smell me 3 miles down the road. But then I dress that way either.
Well, that too.
Mindful of who you are first, and then put everything else together with that. Your clothes, your hygienes, the way you carry yourself, like Rock says, your finesse that you have, your confidence level that you display. The fragrance complements all those things. You can't expect the fragrance to substitute for other things you're lacking.
Yeah, not at all.
Which brings up another don't. Right. And that's don't wear fragrances that don't match the in occasion or environment. Like you're not going to wear Coute to a job interview, right?
Nah, that'll be anything. I think anything tobacco or alcohol related is probably a bad idea.
Right.
Like we're about to hire a drunk. Get up out of here. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Or you don't wear it to church, right?
That either.
Right. So wear fragrances with the mindset of where you're going and who you're going to be around. Right. And so and definitely don't wear it in 90-degree heat. Anybody wearing Coute like today, right now.
You're on a mission. You're on a mission to do something dangerous.
Right.
What'd you say, Lenny?
Don't let the fragrance lead you. You should lead the fragrance.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
When people be trying to let these fragrances talk for them, it's like it don't work like that, Jack. You still gonna have to use your mouthpiece.
You hit it right there. Yeah, you hit it right there, bro. And that's the ones who you see the complaints about when they're talking about compliments because they expect the fragrance to speak for them. You know, it's a part of the ensemble, and he hit it. That's the perfect phrase right there. You want the fragrance to speak for you. I spent $500 for this bottle. Yeah, you still smell like firewater. Speaking of firewater, I'm sorry.
We got a double that.
I'm sorry.
But another don't live beyond. I mean, don't spend beyond your means, right? I don't know if we covered that already.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Definitely don't do that.
Don't spend. There are a lot of traps that you can fall into when you get into these buy these fragrances. You got Afterpay out there. You got paying for all these things where you can buy fragrances in 4 different ways.
Jesus Christ, there's plenty of them.
It does become convenient, but it can get you in a lot of financial trouble if you don't know what you're doing, right?
It can mess you up.
Right. So you don't want to go ahead. You don't want to get into that just so you can keep up and be able to say, okay, I got this fragrance and I got that fragrance. Don't get into this pissing contest where you feel like you're just buying fragrances just to show them off. Right. And so,
I mean, 'cause, I think that's the thing too, where a lot of people kind of get in this mindset like something like it'll disappear or something. Like most of the stuff isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you can wait.
Yeah.
Like don't do anything so drastic to try to keep up with everybody else. Like most of these people that you're trying to keep up with. I mean, we all know a lot of these groups are just full of liars anyway. I've seen so many people that pretend that they have bottles just pick up a picture off of Google. It's like it just looks real. It's not. They don't have that.
Well, can I do some work? I'm gonna wake B-Man up.
What? I'm not
He
talking
went with the Google, yo. With the Google.
I mean, it's happened. Like I've
we
literally
about to lose a
seen.
few people tonight.
Well, no, I mean, but it's
you're
true
right,
though.
you
Like,
see a picture. Because I think didn't somebody rip one of your pictures, Rock?
well,
I think
they stole it. They stole it.
They got Rock. They
ripped
got Antoine.
Right.
They stole.
I think they got somebody. Nobody got
the
me yet.
picture. Then they stole the picture saying it was theirs, and it was like, man,
I think
everybody in every group that we in know who that display belongs to. Right. So
Wow.
Right.
But even beyond that, like I've literally seen people that will like they won't necessarily have it. Like they'll have it, but they won't have it. Like they speak highly of something, but they're trying to hype it up so they can sell it. So it's like you'll look at it like they just keep talking about it. Like pay attention to stuff like that. If somebody is continuously pushing this one fragrance that you probably haven't heard of, they get it. They say, "Oh man, this is the greatest. This is the greatest. This is the greatest. Buy a decant from me." They just hype it up for themselves. Yeah, they just made you excited. Literally.
Somebody doing that right now. They wore the fragrance 3 days in a row because they
4.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We on this. Okay.
Yeah. Like, and I've been. Let me not say nothing, but yeah, it's out of control, and I've been noticing it. And then I've been asking, like, do you even own anything else? Like,
and that one has a fake text too. Good God.
Oh yeah, it's out of
control. That one had a fake text too. It's a lot of notes tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That one. Yeah. Now that's a special case because. Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah. As soon as you started talking, I said, "Man,
I think y'all probably know who we talking about too." I think. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I think y'all probably know who we talking about.
I don't know.
Right now,
we'll tell you after the show.
I think Leonard's seen it, but he probably wasn't even putting 2 and 2 together. Rock knows exactly who it is.
Rock definitely knows who it is. Well, no. Do you? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you know who it is. Because I think we'll tell you after the show, of course. But yeah, you know, because this person is different. Like this is a different type of weird.
This another don't. Go ahead.
I'm about to say that's just me saying that don't get caught up in people overly hyping a fragrance because a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are trying to bait you in just to sell to you. That's all I'm really saying.
This another don't. I know, like, I have like a suit, I have a blazer, I have different types of outfits, and I wear them for different occasions. I've seen someone beat people down, say, "Don't buy this fragrance because you're not gonna go out or you don't make this amount of money." Who the hell do you think you are telling somebody what they should get? If you want to go get a fragrance for a special occasion, get it. And then when that occasion comes, then you wear it. Don't let these people bully you and say that you shouldn't wear this fragrance because you don't go out nowhere.
After this episode, we're going to have to buy t-shirts and say FragLluminati versus everybody.
and don't wear the fragrance because you don't have a certain amount of money. Come on, man. I mean, when we said wear what you want to wear, you know, get what you're gonna wear. But it's certain fragrances I know I got in my corner. I'm wearing for special occasions, and that's what it's meant for. But don't let someone manipulate you into thinking I shouldn't buy this fragrance because I don't make a certain amount of money, or I mean you can afford it, but because you don't make a certain amount of money or you don't go out enough, so you shouldn't wear it. Dre has a certain profession where he may not go out a lot, but look who's behind him. He got some fire behind him. Lenny got some stuff up in that cabinet that if he want to get another contract and sign that deal, it's gonna get done. And I know Rock, when he be sitting there, he rubbing his hands together and cleaning his glasses, he going in there and he pulling something off that cabinet to get the job done. But don't let anyone try to manipulate you into thinking you shouldn't buy this or you shouldn't buy that because you don't make a certain amount of money. Get what you want to get. And then when that occasion comes, man, that thing hits real nice. When you wearing that good fragrance that for that right occasion, and then you put it back where it belongs.
And I've seen that. I've seen people buy. Y'all know my brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people sell them, and then they say they're selling them because I don't have the occasion to wear them. Now, this is the thing with mine. I don't care what it is. If it's, and Grace probably the same way. If it's in my case, I bought it to wear.
Yeah.
So if I want to wear a fragrance to bed, I wear it to bed. I have to have a particular place. Now they do certain ones for certain places to go and certain wardrobe. But if I feel like putting on short pants and putting on a $100 fragrance, that's what I'm doing.
I want to say that's definitely a thing. Like, don't get caught up in having to be a specific occasion.
Right.
Well, because I mean, theoretically, you should wear your fragrances when you want to wear them. Whenever you want. There are certain fragrances that that we have in our collection that are they garner certain type of prestige, and you want to wear them correctly.
Very good, Rob. He did that was clean, Rob. Right. That was clean.
Right. So because I have gotten into that. Well, I got it. It's sitting here. I can't wear it. Let me move it. Right. So I have gotten. I think that the other. But there are.
I was about to say all of us probably got caught up in that.
Right. But there are certain ones. But because the ones that we're talking about, the ones that I have that are elegant and this, that, and the other, I haven't got rid of. But still, maybe once or twice a year wears. Oud Satin Mood ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. But I never. I mean, but I probably get once or twice an opportunity to wear it. Right. Portrait of a Lady. Right. Had it, loved it. No opportunity to wear it, but it got moved to Dre for that point because you got both of these scents equally as good, equally as prestigious. You know what I'm saying? But I got them, and if you're trying to manage your fragrance wardrobe to the point where you say, well, I got enough of this, I got enough of that, this can go, that can go, then it's gone. You know what I'm saying? And you wait. In my opinion, Oud Satin Mood outweighed Portrait of a Lady, and so it had to go. And so and it went to Dre. So
I'm about to say another thing, just kind of to somewhat piggyback off of that. Not really piggyback. It's kind of a clash. Well, not really. Yours is different, but don't. And we've mentioned this before. Don't get caught up in numbers. Like, don't get caught up in having 400 and 500 bottles because it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not realistic that you're going to wear all that stuff. And more times than not, that stuff is going to end up going bad before you even realize you still have it. So don't get caught up in just having numbers of stuff. Even because I know a lot of people that, well, I don't know for sure, but I'm quite sure a lot of people that do have 400 and 500 bottles, there is about 250 bottles of stuff they don't like at all, and you just have numbers just to have them.
They may not, but they have it, man. I don't have that many, but sometimes I have to go back and reflect on some of the things I still have, and be like, okay, Oh, I got that. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. And you're only at 100, so you can only imagine what the ones that have like 200 and 300 are going through.
Yeah. Hold on, Dre. Hold on. What you mean by man? I'm only at 100.
I'm saying, we don't have like the store quantity.
No, you only at 100. You know, you only.
No, we all at 100.
I'm down at 100 too.
If we're talking like Mondale said he's got like 600 fragrances.
Ooh,
I don't know how. Like, just imagine what he goes through.
Right.
I'm sure
like,
we've seen so much stuff at new expos from him. Yeah. I don't even know if Peter Brand have stuff in his collection.
You said his kids be up in his stash, man.
His kids got their own stash. His wife got their own stash. His kids got their own stash. Right. When he talking about 600, he talking about his own.
He's talking about his own. He ain't. And remember, he said his wife has more than him.
Right.
Good God Almighty.
Right.
So it's like he just, and I know he collects because he's a big fragrance connoisseur. But I just can't see. Like we said, do what you do. Like if that's your thing, that's your thing. We'll just try to make sure if you are at that number, make sure it's stuff that you at least like.
Well, this like you were saying earlier, and I think Rock warned against it. Be careful getting into this thing of collecting.
Yeah,
it can be. I mean, we're all guilty of it. Okay, your favorite frag house is getting ready to release a new one.
You were talking about it.
Release the new one, but you really don't even need the new one.
No, it's the same thing as the old one.
It's the same. It's a new release, and I think we're all guilty. We want to have the next.
We definitely are.
Especially with the houses we deal with, they don't release them every week. So when they come out with something new, they may come out with one per year. So we want that one, but realistically, we hadn't worn the numbers that we have already. Rock has to work off a schedule. He's got a list in which he's gonna wear.
I think somebody got an Excel file or something, don't they?
That's me. I got all that shit. Yeah, that's me.
Rock got a way to do that. We don't have nothing. Well,
but you know what? I mean, but with my Excel file, that's basically when I just don't have time. Because a lot of times, especially when I was up towards 150 fragrances, I'm down to like 106, 105, 106 now.
Oh, damn. We almost close. Okay.
Exactly. I've been telling you.
I'm at about the same thing.
Right.
Dang.
So does that mean we can move to the top of the screen on the next show?
Yep.
Listen, y'all under 100. Bob, stay down there. Yeah, stay down there. Oh, look at you.
Stay up there now.
All right. Bring me back down. I'm starting to get dizzy, man. Put me back.
I'm about to ask you that threw me off a little bit. That threw me all the way off. I don't like this.
Get dizzy, man.
Right. But yeah, I mean, when I got to there, it's challenging when you're going to work every day and it takes you. I didn't know. I mean, it's harder to figure out what fragrance I'm gonna wear before I figured out what outfit I'm gonna wear. So it got to that point where I'm like, okay, well, let me just put everything on the thing and on whatever falls on this shelf I'm wearing on a Monday or Tuesday, and I'm wearing my best stuff on Fridays, and we'll go from there. Right.
I was embarrassed to say that. I when we was in private chat, I was embarrassed to say that. It's like I would know what outfit I'm gonna wear before I can figure out what fragrance. A few times I ran late because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna wear, but then when it comes to a fragrance, like, damn, it's weird, man.
We've been through that.
But when you force yourself to go ahead and do it, because sometimes you might not be excited about a particular fragrance, but because you like, okay, but then
you all in my pocket today, bro. You all in my pocket.
You realize once you wear it, you realize that you got a lot of banging stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's like you haven't worn it in a minute, and you like, okay, you might think it's not, but then you wear it, you like, dang, I need to go ahead.
Yeah, you're in my pocket.
Right. Yeah. So you might as well go ahead and rock this because I done been there.
I do mine mood, man.
What's that?
I do mine based on moods.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I guess that was the point I was trying to go to with when we was talking about the calendar. I hardly ever stick to the calendar because again, it goes back to mood, how you feel, what you wearing, what you doing, this, that, and the other. And when people see when I show the pictures and people see the labels and they say, "Oh, that's impressive," and I have to always give that caveat. I don't always stick to the calendar, and the calendar is basically for when I'm lazy and don't feel like going through or in a hurry and don't feel like picking out a fragrance. I can just go to the calendar and say, okay, I'll pick out something from there. This is what I'm supposed to wear today. I'll go ahead and grab that. And so
on another note, don't in your collection, I know I do. I have some fragrances that are easier picks than others. And if I can't make my mind of which one I want to go with, I just grab this one because I know it's safe and it's simple. So I have certain ones I'll do that with. Let me ask you a question. And what we do a show on this, but can fragrances be a mood altering? Can it alter your behavior? And I think we're show on this.
Oh yeah, and me and Bernie about to say the same fragrance, Torino 21. That bad boy.
Good God Almighty.
That bad boy is a hit. Ooh. But to go back to what you were saying, Lenny, sometimes for me, the easy reach, sometimes it gets boring to me, right?
Oh no, they usually are boring.
Right, the easy reach it get boring to me. Like we were talking about Aventus. I just bought a brand new bottle of Aventus. I bought it 4 months ago. Haven't even cracked it over. Aventus is an easy reach, but the fact that it's an easy reach, it makes it boring. Now I brought what I did is
what batch you get? Which one? Which batch did you get?
F388.
No.
I'm gonna get that on the purge on the next purge.
I brought Aventus cologne here with me, right? But to me, that's an easy reach that it's hard for me to reach for because it's such an easy reach. I like to be challenged. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point of an easy reach. Like you can't think of what else. Like, you just grab anything and throw it all. You just know it's not anything that's gonna knock anybody out or anything like that. It's just easy.
But the reason why I brought Aventus cologne with me is because this is a work trip. So I'm like, let me just grab something easy. And Aventus cologne made that cut.
Hey Rob, is it actually just an easy reach or is it a fragrance that's too common? It's
both.
Like
a little bit of both.
Okay. Because that makes it
it's too common within FragCon because remember about a month ago I posted a picture of that where dude pretended like he had copped somebody's Aventus cologne. So outside of FragCon, that's Aventus cologne is a big thing because
it's unique. It's unique outside of what we know.
Yeah, folks looking at that $400 price tag and they like, okay, you top of the line right there. Right. So we look at
it's an easy reach, but I don't wear it because in frag community so many people have it.
Exactly.
I don't even try to put it on.
Right.
There's
the last time I wore it.
I can't either. There's another one I got. We've covered it before, but I just want to say it again.
Savage.
As a buyer, definitely when dealing with retail, do what you want. But when you're dealing with these groups and sellers and stuff like that, don't be so quick to try to jump on something from somebody you don't know. So we've covered it before. Just don't rush out there to get something because once again, there's a new scammer born every day. And they know how to get y'all.
I kind of tell people not to do in search of don't go in a group and say insert
Oh, so that's a breeding ground for
right. That's asking to be asking for someone to take your money, right? Because now that you've asked for it, all of a sudden they got it, right?
No, they got it. And if you start asking for anything else, they got that too.
Right. So
like just be diligent as always. I want to tell people as much as we can, just to try to help people to refrain from getting scammed, even though they don't seem to be listening. Just do your due diligence all the time. Don't ever stop doing your due diligence, even with people that you know. Well, you don't know, but that somebody else that you trust is good. Still do your due diligence and get some other referrals.
I think we're coming up on the mark in the show.
Yeah, it's almost.
That one went quick.
It's almost midnight here, and I do have to remember. Even though this is the house I grew up in, this is somebody else's house. I gotta.
Rock, cut that damn show off.
Right. So I gotta be mindful of them and let them be able to do what they do. So
no doubt, man. No doubt. So safe travels to you, brother. Safe travels to you, man.
Right. So
safe travel.
Take us out, Rock. Let me say this. I'm recommending that you guys go to. There'll be the channels and Facebook channel and learn and connect with each of us on Facebook. There's a couple of groups. If you want to know about Middle Eastern fragrances, the real Middle Eastern fragrances, join Middle Eastern fragrance lovers. And it'll be a link in the page. And is that right, Rob? That's not right.
No, I'm just thinking every time
he's
going down. Here you go, about starting back up.
Oh, you said, he cool. I ain't gonna do him like that.
Also, another group is Fragrance Brotherhood 2.0, and then Fragrance Clubhouse. That's another one. You can reach any of us in there. We're constantly on those Facebook sessions. There's a lot of information. Create yourself some contacts with people in there and gain knowledge and wisdom.
Also, we can plug them too. We'll be leaving some people out, but it's okay. Group that was made for people of our skin tone. Just for us to have our own space. It's not really to leave anybody out like that per se, but just for us to have our own space. We got to shout out Black Fragrance Addicts too. That's a good one to learn and I'll give the premise for that because the rest of the groups, those are pretty much all inclusive, but this group is specifically for our people just because we've had so many other groups that are engaging in racist rhetoric. So just for us to be able to have our own space and not have to try to limit dealing with that type of behavior, that's why that group was built. So anybody that is of our, background type deal, that's a good group for you, basically. So I just want to throw that out.
And don't be scared to ask questions. I mean, all of us work, but somebody eventually will respond within like maybe an hour or two. So
that was one of my don'ts that I forgot about. Yeah, definitely don't be afraid to reach out to people. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say to those groups, we've never actually physically met, all four of us, but those fragrance groups brought us together. We created a bond and a relationship like brothers, and we started this platform through belonging to those fragrance groups. So there are relationships can be established through those groups and a wealth of information because I think we've all learned from each other since we connected, and I think it's just a good vital resource for us. Go ahead, Rob.
Absolutely.
Well, if you like this type of content, and you roll with us.
I'm out of there.
Right. You just go ahead and click on that like and subscribe button. Tell other folks that are into fragrances, that are into, want to get some laughs while they talk to fragrances and want to learn a little bit. Let us know that we're here. We do this every Sunday at 7:00. Our shows are pre-recorded now, but we do have live shows coming up on the horizon, and we do live shows. Those are fun. We get to interact with the listeners. Our anniversary show is coming up. And what I want to do, and Leonard won't let me, but I want to start bringing the listeners on. So if y'all come through and say that y'all want to come online and talk to us and be like that, and y'all behave yourself, because Leonard don't think y'all gonna behave yourself. So if y'all can behave yourself,
We don't behave ourselves.
I think that episode will be fire because if you get the right combination,
right,
that show gonna be lit.
Right.
So, you get the right people in there,
right? So, and maybe we can do an episode with just that, with just people coming on, give y'all 3 minutes to talk to us, and we'll move on to the next person. Y'all behave yourself, and we just talk, and I think that would be dope. So, right. So, like, subscribe, follow us. We a couple of subscribers away from 200. We want to kind of grow this show and let it grow, let it be as big as we can. And so if you're rocking with us, we rocking with y'all. So, and y'all have been rocking with us, so we rocking with y'all. So we the FragLluminati, y'all.
Instagram, where can we be found, Rob?
Oh, we here on YouTube. We also on Instagram at FragLluminati. We also at we also are at
TikTok. Yeah, he tired. TikTok.
Yeah, I was like, you trying to take it easy.
Yeah, right. he about to go down.
Right. But this has been fun, y'all. And I will be back at the next episode. I'll be back to my normal GQ self or just smooth self. But we together. And we'll holler at y'all.
Also remember, you don't need receipts when you out here in these frag streets. Watch. You don't need to show receipts there, player. Illuminati. Y'all ain't no Big Easy had bars. You don't need receipts. We out here in these frag streets, you did.
We the FragLluminati, y'all. We out. Look, I'm gonna say it. Cut, yo. Cut, yo.